Hello, you Weeb Trash. We're Weeb Trash as well. I'm Cody.
No, I'm Dean.
And this is the Weeb Trash Podcast, episode 4, I think. Yeah,
Sure.
it's episode 0 keeps throwing me off, so I don't actually know. I think it's 4, I'm pretty sure. I'm sure. Yeah, that's 4. Yeah, so Sevi couldn't join us today. We're going to go through what we've watched and probably make it past whatever our favorite thing we're going to talk about this week is, which we haven't planned, and then IMDB again, so making it hopefully all the way through. But yeah, Dean, what have you watched this week?
Mostly it's just been the weeklies. Also, I'm very congested, so have fun listening to that. So it's just been the weeklies, which is I waited till today and then watched everything.
That's about what I did. It's just waited till like last night and today to just cram everything I could.
It's like I was gonna watch it yesterday, but like I woke up today at like 6 a.m. and I was like, I'm awake, so I just went in the living room and started watching anime. I was like, I'm just gonna watch all my shows, and then so we watched Spy Family, the latest episode.
Hell yeah.
Watched Skeleton Knight in Another World. The Otome, Trapped in a Dating Sim. Watched that one.
Yeah.
Watched a couple more episodes of Gurren Lagann.
What episode are you on now? Like ballpark?
6.
Okay. So you're about to get okay.
Yeah, because it's like episode 7, I think.
Yeah, 7 or 8. I know it's before 10, but I couldn't remember the number.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm about to cry.
Yeah,
I know.
The big sad.
Oh. Oh. Okay. Sorry. That was Sevi saying that he can't join us.
Oh, okay.
Now officially we know he can't join us.
Yeah, we were kind of tentatively, because we knew he'd have to leave early today, but we were like, well, maybe he'll make it, maybe he won't. And I have to turn my screen off because Discord freaks out whenever I'm recording in OBS. So I just see you looking at something like, oh, and I'm like, what's he looking at?
Yeah, he said the thing starts at 3. He thought it started at 5.
Okay. No big deal.
So that's okay.
Yeah, so we'll probably make it through most of the episode this time. Maybe.
What else did I watch? Is it just those? Oh, Love After World Domination.
Fuck yeah.
New episode.
Yes.
And we're basically watching the same things other than Naruto.
Yeah, for the most part, like that's like half of my watch list, basically. There's a few others that I watched a lot more anime than for whatever reason. I think it's because I wasn't watching Trailer Park Boys, so I just do like other anime in there.
Yeah.
So I watched like a shitload of Naruto and a couple other shows almost to completion, and then the weeklies.
I don't even think I've texted you about Naruto this week, so I don't even know where you're at.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure where I was gonna go because like I kind of got pumped after like we talked about it, and I was like, yeah, I'm going into some cool shit. They're getting ready to do things, and I just like didn't watch it because like I don't think I started watching it until like Wednesday or Thursday. Because instead I was like, I'm not gonna watch Trailer Park Boys. I'm not gonna watch Naruto. I'm gonna watch By the Grace of the Gods. This episode of the Weeb Trash Podcast is brought to you by St. Rioma's Cleaning Service. No miasma guaranteed.
Oh, that's right. You did watch it.
I did because I had some shitty memes for it. It was really good. Like I have to say, if you're an isekai maker out there, if you're gonna make them really overpowered, make them like bland as hell, like not in a boring way, but like this dude just fucking loves to clean. Like, yeah, let's go. This is like the anime equivalent of like the house renovator simulator. This is that vibe. It's just
house flipper.
Yeah, house flipper. Yeah, you're just like enjoying it, just like hanging out, doing cleaning and shit. It's so good.
He lived like such a busy life that he's like, I just don't want to have to do anything.
Yeah, he hangs out in the woods for a couple of years, and doing slime stuff, being the slime lord.
Slime rancher.
Yeah, he's out there just slime ranching because no one else will. Did like the gods in his like old life. He's like, yeah, that kind of sucks. And they're like, all right. And he's like, oh yeah, you had a brain aneurysm. He's like, well, that's fucking stupid. Why'd I die that way? It's bullshit.
He sneezed himself to death. He's like, you sneezed, and then when you went back, you had a hemorrhage and died.
Good job, dude's killing it out here in the living game, Ryoma.
Dude's like 6 foot and 250 pounds of muscle, and he fucking sneezes himself to death.
Yeah, that's the realist. That's how they go out.
Now he's an 11-year-old boy.
Yeah, just fucking businessing all over the place. I can't I'm so excited that there's a second season of this now.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to come out this year.
But this year. It's like, what other businesses he's gonna start? He's got the laundry service.
He's got to franchise it now.
Yeah, also how is he gonna have enough slimes for this? Because it looked like most of them were working there. So it's like, uh-oh.
Well, he's got, I forgot which. I think it's the sticky slimes. I don't remember. He's got like 3,000 of them.
Yeah, he got the. I mean, I guess technically, because he in the beginning told the lady how to make them, like how to evolve them to cleaning slimes. So maybe he's gonna do
water.
that. Yeah. So maybe
you gotta sell him your bath water.
Yeah, you gotta just throw that shit in there. So maybe he's just gonna do that. Because I was like, well, he's got the iron slime now too, so he has that to roll the things out. But yeah, it's just this is Animal Crossing the anime, but slightly less infuriating.
He's got a blood slime.
Yeah, that's real weird. I'm really interested to see if that comes back, or if they're just like, oh yeah, we forgot we did that. That was a thing. Uh-oh.
He eats the insides of corpses.
Which it would be cool if because he has other slimes that effectively do that. He just eats corpses.
Yeah.
Cause that big goblin fight, I was like, these slimes are kind of hardcore because they're just eating bats and goblins. They don't care. They're just let's just decompose these bodies and let's go.
Yeah, I think I finished it Sunday or Monday.
It's really good.
I think I finished it all Sunday, the day after we recorded, because I think I was 8 episodes or 9 episodes, and I just watched the rest of it.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. It's only 12 episodes, I think, in total.
Yeah, 12.
Yeah, so it's really easy to watch, and it's so lighthearted that it's nothing really serious happens. It's
it's nice.
Oh shit, it's just vibe on it.
I wonder if there's gonna be a time skip.
Yeah, it just kind of make me wonder if it'll be the break when his lady friend comes back from her whatever school.
Yeah, in Mashoka Tensei, they did a couple time skips through his childhood.
Yeah.
Well, infancy.
Yeah, so maybe they'll do something kind of similar there.
Because she keeps talking about, it's 2 years?
2 or 3. I can't remember if
2 years.
It's 2 or 3.
We'll see each other in 2 or 3 years. And I'm like, is that going to be a whole season that she's not going to be in it?
I mean, I'm kind of alright with that. I just want to see Ryoma do more business stuff.
I want to see that family with their fucking, that old guy, the grandfather. He tames dragons. I want to see those.
Yeah, that dude sounds cool as hell. And then the mom's wolf person.
Bunch of wolves?
Yeah.
She's I got 20 wolves, alpha wolves.
What is the dad? What does he do?
He's just a swordsman. He's a duke.
Yeah, but I thought he could tame things, but he just didn't tame a lot of things.
Said he didn't have an affinity and he focused on training with the sword.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, fuck that guy. You don't have any friends.
I think they said his affinity was with horses.
Oh, that makes sense because riding and stuff. Okay. Yeah.
I think it was a horse.
Okay.
Or horse-like creatures or something like that. I forgot how they designate them.
Yeah.
Four hooves,
four-legged creatures or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Well, yeah, regardless when season 2 comes out, that's gonna bop. I remember last week you guys had mentioned that the Ryoma's voice actor is kind of hard to listen to because the kid voice is the same like after a certain point. Like I think in the very, very beginning he has a different voice for like old Ryoma when he's before like being isekai'd. And then once he goes into the world, it's just all young Ryoma. I don't think it would be as bad if it kind of Mushoku Tensei'd it, where like when he's got his inner monologue, it's his old voice, and then when he's speaking, it's like young Ryoma. But I mean, overall, yeah, like it's really good. That I can kind of understand people having some issues with Ryoma's voice getting a little annoying, but it wasn't too bad. Like,
it's not awful. I mean, it's not like the show takes a like serious or like action-y approach, so it doesn't really matter that he's very soft spoken.
Yeah,
he's got a real soft young voice to where it's like, I can't take this kid seriously.
Yeah,
but there's nothing serious happening, so it doesn't really matter.
No, like the most serious the show gets is him like cleaning public toilets. Like,
oh yeah,
they're like, you're gonna poison yourself, and he's like, nah, I'm good. I got a slime helmet. Don't worry about me.
Yeah, right. Just put the slime on my head. I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's
my asthma. What?
I got slime. My asthma's dumb. Can't get through slimes, probably. He just assumes, he doesn't test it, but he's like, I'm all right, probably. He does like have stats to kind of help balance that though. So
yeah, he's got a lot of resistances and middle resistance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking forward to Sevi joining because I think he finished the World's Finest Assassin. So.
Well.
So unless you take the week to watch those 12 episodes, then we can all three talk about it next week.
I mean. The things I've finished this week, I'm gonna have the time. So yeah, I finished it by the grace of God. It's really good. 10 on 10 recommend. Like if you just want something lighthearted, it's good for that. Kind of a weird one. I watched a good portion of Zapang. It's an older like mid 2000s show, and I watched it for something I'm doing for the Gunpla Network, but. Basically a modern day Japanese missile destroyer gets sent back in time to World War II, and they have to kind of like try to not fuck up history, but at the same time not be assholes about like, we're the better Japanese, you imperialist weirdos. So they kind of like have to kind of help, but at the same time they're like, we also need supplies, so we kind of have to help someone. Well, they try to get back. I haven't finished it, so I don't know if they get back or not, but a pretty cool time travel thing. I remember I've been meaning to watch it for a while, and I think it was his mother's basement had brought it up in a video where they were talking about time travel anime, and this was kind of one that they were like, this is really straightforward time travel. It just sends these guys back in time. It is a fan of Tokyo Avengers. I was like, well, okay, I'll give this a shot. Time travel's all right with me, and it's really good. The CGI can be a little dated because it's, like I said, the mid 2000s, so it's not great, but it's not terrible. It's really hard to find though. There's no official way to watch it in the West. I'll say that. So you kind of have to do some digging, and since it's older, most of the places you're gonna find it aren't great. So. It's not terrible, but like if you can find it, it's worth a watch. It's like 24 episodes, I think, or 12. No, I think it's 24. But it's pretty good. It's cool, like military history stuff and oopsies, time travel and stuff like that. So it's all right. I almost finished Horimiya.
Okay.
I got to episode 10. I was really gonna try to finish it, but I ran out of time. Yeah, Horimiya is a fucking banger. Like, people out here that are like, Shikamori's like Horimiya, like, get fucked. No, it's not. Horimiya is way better. I'm still not gonna say Horimiya is better than My Dress Up Darling, but it's pretty close. Like, there are a lot of moments that it's very uncomfortable to watch because, like, there are a lot of very real, like, oh shit, I've been there moments, and you're like, oh god, I don't like this. Never have I been so offended by something. I feel so
offended.
Yeah. But yeah, it's really good. episode 4, I made a specific note, is almost like half of it is just the phrasing meme from Archer, because there's just like one big thing that's just what's it about, what it's kind of playing off of. And the OP is a banger. Like, I don't think I've skipped that OP once.
Man, speaking of OPs, the Skeleton Knight in Another World, like, I haven't skipped it a single, like, 4 episodes, I haven't skipped it a single time. It's like Japanese hair metal, like 80s. It's like crazy, like like hair, you know, like the 80s classic rock. I don't know if you can bring it up.
Oh yeah, I probably won't listen to it because it'll get recorded in OBS.
Oh yeah, it's true.
I'm gonna have it queued up so that I don't forget to watch it at some point. There we go. But yeah, I mean, there's like even anime that have really good OPs. A lot of times, like after I've listened to it 4 or 5 times, I'm like, all right, I feel pretty good about this. Even the ones I've listened to, like not in the context of the show, like Kaguya-Sama's got a couple OPs that they're real good, and I've listened to them outside of themselves. But like I don't think I've watched the OP for this season more than twice, if that.
My ringtone's been Hunter x Hunter's OP for like 3 years now.
My phone's always on vibrate, so
it's always on vibrate. But if it's plugged into the car and I get a phone call, then it plays, and I'm like, oh yeah, fucking not answering the phone because I'm listening to the music.
Get fucked anyone who calls.
Like, yeah, it's like, spam likely, better call.
Come on, spam. Come on, telemarketer, let's go.
Be driving down the road and jamming out.
But yeah, Horimiya, 10 on 10. OP is fucking awesome. But yeah, I'm gonna have that finished this weekend. I've only got 2 or 3 episodes left, so
okay.
Really looking forward to finishing that because it's really good. As an aside, I forgot to watch Shikamori because I was watching Horimiya, which I feel like is a pretty good trade-off, but you know.
That's fine. You say you don't like it anyway.
No, I don't. And
are you gonna finish it or are you gonna drop it?
I feel like I need to finish it so I could just anytime anyone brings it up, I can be like, hey, you know what fucking sucks? And I kind of feel bad because By the Grace of God's made me realize something this week, which is a weird connection to Shikamori, but it'll make sense in a second. I had a comment, like, there was someone had posted a thing on Twitter that was like, Shikamori and My Dress Up Darling fans, why did you like your show and why don't you like the other or whatever? And I had a conversation in the thread for that of like why I didn't really care for Shikamori. I was like, I just like, there's nothing the show does to engender any kind of good faith or likability to Shikamori or Izumi. It's just kind of assumed you're supposed to like them. And I've been real critical of that because I'm like, My Dress Up Darling does this way better. Horimiya does this way better. Tomikawa does this way better. Toradora, Golden Time. Like, there's this litany of shows that do this better. I mean, even this season, Kaguya-Sama, which I guess isn't fair because it's on its 3rd season, but even first season Kaguya-Sama and Love After World Domination both do this very well. But I realized I'm watching Shikamori wrong. You're not supposed to watch it critically. It's supposed to be the turn your mind off and look at the pretty animation.
Oh.
Which is also not like really that pretty, but it, you know, it has its moments. But yeah, because the one thing that like I've seen so far that they've tried to be like, this is kind of a serious moment, is like Izumi, the main guy, hears some classmates being like, why is Shikamori with this guy? He's such a burden, whatever. And that's not like unfamiliar to the world of romance. Like, this happens in a lot of these shows. And at the end of the episode, he's like, hey, why are you with me? Yada, yada, yada. And she's like, whatever, you know, don't listen to those guys. And that's the end of it. Which, you know, that could be a good moment, but any other anime, romance anime in particular, that has that kind of a concept, it's usually not originating from somebody else's behest. Like, it's not because the people are teasing them. It's like they feel that way already, and it comes to the surface because someone's like, oh, like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Right.
And it's usually out of like something that's not the universe is just perpetually against me. It's like, oh, like I can't do this right, or I'm dumb, or I don't feel pretty, or whatever, or I'm not the hottest guy, whatever it is. And Horimiya does this. It doesn't spend a lot of time on it, but when it does it, it's like, oh shit, that's a very realistic view for that. And Shikamori just kind of skates over it. I was like, oh shit, I'm not supposed to think critically about why Izumi feels bad about this. I'm just supposed to be like, Shikamori's got pink hair and really bright blue eyes. I like that. So, I mean, I'm probably going to still watch it just so I can be like, this scene was bad, this scene was bad, this scene. And once again, if you like it, cool, good, whatever. I think there's a lot of better things out there. I would go watch them, but, you know, to each their own, I suppose, even though Shikamori's still mid. At best.
Shikamori's still mid.
Still mid. If it ever isn't mid, I'm going to be very surprised. Like, it has to have a really strong ending for this to not end up that way. So yeah, I forgot to watch that. My bad. Legends of the Galactic Heroes is setting up for a big battle. That's cool. Not a lot to say there. Love After World Domination's great. I feel like...
Caught up?
Yeah. I just watched the last episode today.
Yeah.
I want a spinoff of Fudo's
I'm liking
mom.
the villains. Fudo's...
Yeah, Fudo's mom is the best. Like, did you watch like all the way to the end of the episode? Like post credits?
I think so. Is that whenever she's talking about the volleyball?
Yeah, they go play volleyball and they're walking
play
after.
volleyball. It shows her the childhood photo.
Yeah, it's
This
just
is
like
great.
Fudo, but like not like
Small.
her head's literally a square. It's so good. Oh my god, it's so good. But yeah,
I'm really liking the villains.
Yeah.
More than the Sentai squad.
Yeah, Team Gecko is great. I'm like the other princesses, the boss guy. It's just like a real good mix up. It's like real. I'm really excited for the next episode, even though it's the beach episode. And I'm like,
Oh, gotta always have a beach episode.
yeah, it's like obligatory beach episode. But like, if we're gonna get more interaction of like Steel Princess and Beast Princess, I'm all about it. Like,
Yeah,
they're
I was
funny characters.
big into that. Yeah, that was good. It was good interaction that they had. I thought that Steel Princess was talking about Beast Princess the whole time.
Yeah, I did too. I was like, this is
Like-
gonna end real weird. Beast
I
Princess
was like,
is gonna be pissed.
yeah, because she's not into it at all.
Yeah, I was like,
She keeps calling her stupid.
yeah, I was like, she's right there. This is gonna be a really uncomfortable conversation. But
no,
then it's the bear guy.
it was Bear Man.
Yeah,
I like how she's like, it was the freaking bear.
yeah, that's so good. Like, I kind of first I was like, okay, it's Beast Princess, and I was like, oh shit, maybe it's another one of the Gelato 5. And then I got really confused, like, who the fuck is this gonna be? It's the fucking
Bear Man.
bear. You're like,
Laser Bear.
this doesn't make a lot of sense, but I'm into it.
And then what was the other like commander? It was like a snake head or cobra head looking thing.
Yeah, it's a weird snake monster thing.
Yeah. I was like, what is going on?
I did like that he bribed her with food to get
With
Steel
food.
Princess.
It's like, hey, I need Steel Princess for this mission.
And she's like, all right.
Like, it's like you could. It's like, all right, but she sucks.
Yeah. It's like, bro, why do you want Steel Princess? She's terrible.
And then he gets mad. It's like, how dare you talk to her about?
Yeah. I love that, like, Love After World Domination already has, like, 2 really strong romances, where
yeah.
Shikamori doesn't even have one. Love After World Domination. So, I just really want Fudo's mom to have, like, a legitimate sports anime volleyball spinoff with Desumi
my
popping
God.
in. I was just all about that. It's like, hell yeah, Fudo's mom is the coolest fucking character in the show.
Like how it was the whole, no one can feed me. I need Decimi to be my first time.
Yeah, I like that the fucking Pink Ranger like picked up on that. Like, oh shit, I gotta
Yeah.
eat this apple.
Now she's on like team Decimi
Yeah.
Fudo.
She's like, yeah,
She's like, yeah, we're gonna make this because it makes him happy, which is good. That's a healthy love triangle.
I guess so. I mean, she's really only in it because she likes getting praised by Fudo, but still.
She had to praise me.
Yeah. God, the show is so good. Like,
See,
every
I
part.
don't watch it all week, and I'm like, oh yeah, I got a new episode, and I watch it. I'm like, so freaking good.
Yeah, like
It's like I forget like how good it is.
I don't know
watch a new
how
episode.
they would draw it out more, but I really hope this gets a second season because this is really good.
I know it probably won't, because most slice of life or romance ones don't get a second season.
Yeah.
So I don't have high hopes, but damn, if only.
Yeah, I mean, fingers crossed. Like, I don't know if this is based on a light novel or anything. I kind of want to think it is because I thought I'd seen some covers. I gotta actually check and see. Oh, okay, so it's a manga series it's based off of, I think.
Yeah.
So maybe if it's like a long-running manga, we'll eventually get it, but let me see. Okay. Oh shit, okay. So it's actually a pretty new manga. It started in 2019 and it's still going. So with the ratings,
sounds like enough for second season.
Yeah, I mean the ratings have been pretty good. I've seen it pop up in the week to weeks a lot. So fingers crossed it sticks the landing and gets a new. Oh shit, I don't know why I did that. That's not what I wanted. Oops. Okay. Yeah, so hopefully that does that. I want to see
it
more.
Sticks my landing.
Yeah, like I'm already into it. I don't even care if the ending's terrible. Like, let's go.
I don't think it's gonna be terrible. I think it's gonna be good no matter what.
Yeah, if it can hold up, it'll be like one of my favorite shows of the season.
Yeah.
It's very fun. It's lighthearted. It's goofy in all the right ways. It doesn't take itself very seriously for the most part, which, you know, it's good. It's enjoyable. So yeah, watch that. Yeah, 10-10. Another one that's like, yeah, watch it. Kaguya-Sama episode 5 is actually, I think, the banger of the season for Kaguya-Sama. It's a rap episode, which is really weird, but it's a callback to, I think, like the second or third episode where the main guy, Shirogane, is in like a karaoke booth with somebody else, and they're like having this really sincere conversation, and he's like, well, she was vulnerable with me, so I'll be vulnerable with her and show her my rapping because it's terrible, which is like a weird chain of thoughts, but all right, fam. And like he like almost knocks her out with how bad his rapping is. So Fujiwara has to learn to rap to teach him to rap, and she's the only person in this show that is like cursed at all, I think, that I can remember from the 3 seasons. And she says she says fuck 3 times in this episode. It's bleeped, but I'm like, oh shit, okay, this is shaping up to be good. They have a whole like rap battle thing. It's really good. It's like very well done. This was probably a really fun episode to record for the voice actors. And they do a special ending for this episode that's fucking phenomenal looking. Like the music's, it's okay. It's not terrible. But like visually it's like, oh shit, okay, yeah, this is good. And they did that, I think, in the first or second season where Fujiwara got to do like a dance and people were like, oh shit, this is the new thing. This is the new Haruhi Suzumiya dance or whatever else has come out since, because I'm fucking old. But yeah, really good. Kaguya-Sama is another one, like, if you've enjoyed Love After World Domination, or yeah, I'd just say Love After World Domination. It's not like serious enough to put on the level like that Horimiya is, but it's still super fun, very enjoyable show. Spy Family was really good. I'm glad we got to see Yor get drunk, because that happens several times.
Get drunk and it's like, oh, she's like for real fighting it.
Yeah, she's trying to kill him, and then she just passes out.
Her fucking heel snaps and she passed dead.
Yeah, there's a few instances I remember in the manga where she gets drunk and like funny shit happens.
That's great.
I'm hoping, I don't remember where it falls in the manga because it's been a hot minute. But in order to keep up appearances, her and Lloyd have like semi-regular date nights. And she goes on like an assassination mission before it and gets injured, but she's trying to hide the injury on the date, and a bunch of hijinks ensue. I'm really looking forward to that. I hope that happens this season, but I don't remember if it does.
Looking forward to the dog.
Yeah, the dog's fucking great. The dog is probably one of the better early like mini arcs, because it's only a couple episodes that like primarily focus on the dog. But yeah, the dog he's funny. He has his own gimmick that you'll find in a little bit, or whenever he pops up. Otome is really good. I think the little AI guy is still the best part of that show.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Like, his little commentary during the fight with the prince was hilarious. Just like, oh, the prince is, a pretty cool guy. And he's like, really? You're going to talk shit to me? But, like, the prince is a cool guy now.
It's not... I wish it would just all be out at once.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's a better show if you're binging it than waiting like week to week.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh man, because you finally get some progression and stuff, and then you're like, oh well, shit, it's already fucking over.
Yeah, there's a few shows that like I feel like probably are kind of that way. Like
it'll get watched more when it's done, or it'll be more popular when it's actually done. When you can watch it all at once.
I feel like, oddly enough, Love After World Domination is going to be one of those like binge shows.
Oh yeah,
because the week to week thing doesn't do it any disservice, but it always like at the end I'm like, I need more of this. This was really good.
Yeah.
Whereas something like Kaguya-Sama, I almost feel like I like it better week to week, because Taylor and I had binged the first 2 seasons, or maybe just the first. I think first 2, and it's good that way too. But each of like the weird gimmicks per episode stand out way more week to week, because like each episode is usually multiple little like mini instances. So it feels like you're watching 2 or 3 mini episodes per episode. Mm-hmm. So when it happens week to week, you get to focus more on those. Whereas when you binge it, they blend together. Like, I can't really pick out a specific scene outside of maybe 2 or 3 from the first 2 seasons that I'm like, I remember that scene very distinctly. And the wrapping episode's going to be probably the one this season that everyone's like, I remember that episode, because it's a real big deal, and that's kind of the main thread of the show. Like, there's a couple of small things that happen, but that's kind of the main thing that goes on. But yeah, Tomei kind of feels that way of like, some things happen, but you're really not getting enough week to week for it to like really be a satisfying, like, oh cool, I got to this part.
Like slower. It's like one thing happens each episode.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit of a slower burn. But like, I feel like we just got to the start of what's about like the actual story.
Yeah.
Whereas like, I feel not that, I don't think it's too drawn out or too slow, but I do feel like these first 5 episodes probably could have been condensed to like 2 or 3, and I'd have been fine with it. Mech fights were okay though; they weren't bad. For weird Otome isekai that has mechs in it, it's not terrible.
I think what else I watched. Excuse me.
Well, you're thinking. Oh, okay. So, it's just the
Naruto.
weeklies. Yeah, so I watched Talked.op again. I'm still keeping up with that. It's okay. It's not bad, but I don't know if I've mentioned this. It's based on a mobile game.
Interesting.
That we don't have here in the West. So I can't even like look at the mobile game to see if it's cool. The concept is still cool enough. The anime feels like its own unique thing, at least from my opinion, with no any knowledge on the game. I really do hope that they show us more different types of music, because so far the 2 music arts we've been shown are both like classical music pieces which are okay, but like I really want to see like a variety of music. Like a hip hop one, of course, would probably be like the next kind of like fighting type thing. The beat would probably make the most sense in terms of syncing it up to a fight. But it'd be really cool to get like some jazz, some rock, some hard rock, some metal, maybe throw punk rock in there for whatever reason. Go into like R&B. There's like a lot of different cool things it could do. But it doesn't have a second season, and it's just now getting a dub, so I kind of get the vibe that probably not going to see a lot of it, unfortunately. But yeah, so Naruto. I got from episode 189 to, I think, 115. I don't think I updated the number, but pretty far. So, in terms of events, I started kind of towards the end of the 3 Seinen fight. After they find Tsunade, and then Orochimaru kind of has cornered them, and Tsunade is
a 3-way deadlock.
Yeah, where like Jiraiya and Orochimaru are fighting. Tsunade is kind of freaked out because she sees blood, and Kabuto has like kicked the shit out of Naruto for the first time. I don't remember if it's in that like episode 89, but the first thing I noted was Kabuto goes to like throw a punch at Tsunade, and Naruto just tanks it with his headband. It just stands there, and you're like, this is the coolest fucking moment ever. Naruto's so goddamn cool. I love you, Naruto. Dude, that's so cool. That's I think the only thing from Naruto's perspective of that fight that I noted. I was like, that's cool, and
it's a good scene.
It's really good. The Rasengan is way better than the Chidori because it doesn't have a dumbass sound effect. Like it does, but it's not like ear splitting and dumb as hell. Like get fucked, Chidori fans. The Chidori's cool in theory. It's just if it didn't make the sound, it's like up pitched 30 times and feels like someone's stabbing me in the head.
It gets better.
Yeah, I mean, I think since then I've only heard, or since the first time, that it has the really long wind up and fucking super hard to listen to. It's only existed like once to the point that I'm like, I kind of wish this noise would fucking just stop.
Yeah.
I think it's the actually, I don't think I even noted this. The hospital fight on top of the roof with Naruto and Sasuke. Yeah. He does it there, and it's like a long enough scene because they're like going through the air at each other. Then Kakashi grabs him and throws them into the water tanks.
He just jumps up and yeets them.
Yeah, it's just like, fuck you kids. Fuck them kids.
No.
Yeah, that was a thing.
Sasuke gets all butthurt because he sees the other side of the tower and it's exploded, and he thought he was better.
Yeah, I can't remember where I've seen a meme before, but it's like that's the moment Sasuke realized he's a side character. It's like that's pretty right. The rest of the thing. Oh, go ahead.
You already got past the meme where Itachi's choking Sasuke in the hallway, wasn't it?
Yeah. He's just like holding him against the wall.
Against the wall. Yeah.
That's where he jobs Sasuke out, trying to rescue Naruto, and he's like, "Get out of here! I don't care about you. I'm here for Naruto." And he's like, "But pay attention to me, brother." And he's like, "Listen,
you don't have enough hate."
Yeah, like I've kicked your ass a little bit. Don't make me kick your ass more.
Yeah.
And then he kicks his ass more, and it's like,
yep.
Get wrecked, Sasuke. You fucking suck.
Did he put Kakashi in Genjutsu yet?
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
Where they're fighting Azuma and God, I can't remember her name. And then he gets put in the Genjutsu, and then Might Guy shows up. He's like, "Hey, what's up? I don't give a fuck."
That Genjutsu where he's like basically getting crucified.
He's getting crucified and stabbed for like 72 hours.
Yeah, or something like 100 years or whatever it was. It's like it's only seconds, but it was forever. Yeah. Sucks.
I just like that Guy shows up and his eyes aren't closed and they're like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Just look at their feet." You don't look them in the eyes, they can't do shit. And he's like, "Oh, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good idea."
Pretty good idea.
Get wrecked, Rasengan. Can't do anything if I don't look at you.
So you're in the middle of the Sannin fight?
No, so I got past the Sannin fight. It was pretty good. I liked that Tsunade just world starred the shit out of Orochimaru. Like,
Yeah.
no jutsu's, just like, you're going to
Just
catch these
hits.
hands. That's
what she does. Her jutsu is like self-empowered. Like she's like Deku.
Yeah, she's a
strong.
medical ninja, right?
Yeah, she has medical knowledge, but she can channel chakra to boost her abilities. So she's like super strong.
Yeah, I just thought that was really funny that Jiraiya's out here like whipping out jutsus, and she's like, "Nah, all right,
Yes.
you best get this."
How about Rock Lee your ass?
Yeah.
Taijutsu.
The dumbass hot spring episode happens.
Yep.
The Rock Lee's diagnosis is big sad still, but I'm at the point where he has gotten fixed, but he's still recovering.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like 90% sure, if I think I remember the memes and things I've seen correctly, that he comes back at the end of where I'm at now, which is they've got the squad together. They're going on the chase for Sasuke, running through the woods. Choji had his big fight in death.
Okay,
scene.
so they're fighting the sound ninja.
Yeah.
The big sound 5 or whatever they are.
Whatever their name is.
Yeah,
so Choji's fight was really good. I'm like 90% sure he's not actually dead, but they make it seem like he's dead. And I'm like,
they gave him the spotlight.
Yeah, I was like, this is the way you do a death or death fake out scene of like, if I don't see Choji in another episode or two, I'm assuming he's dead for a hot second.
It's more like, yeah, I know your fight in the tuning exams was 3 seconds. Here you go.
Yeah, it's like, here's a really good opportunity for you to be cool as hell. Yeah, so this is something, if like I was watching Naruto week to week, I'd be like, holy shit, they just killed Choji.
Oh yeah,
he's like a minor enough character. He's not important enough. He's straight up dead. But yeah, it was a really good fight. His death scene was really pretty. I'm in the middle of Neji's fight with the spider guy.
Oh, the spider guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 second.
Cool. Neji's cool. I do find it weird. Like, I'm sure that it's not that weird, and like I'm 20 years late on this revelation. It's really weird that Shikamaru's the only one from the Chunin exams to get to be a Chunin.
Yeah.
Like, real weird.
Because he's a strategist.
Yeah, but like, no one else, like, fucking... I mean, I guess Shino didn't really get the option to fight because the guy backed out. But like, Naruto or Neji, I feel like probably would have been pretty reasonable. Like, I get Naruto's got other shit to go do, but like, Neji did a pretty good job, and the Hyuga family head guy was like, holy shit, he does that. I can't even do that.
Yeah.
But, whatever. The Jokage and Tsunade were like, we just want Shikamaru. That's all we want. We need smart people.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's, that's the thing. Pretty good. Fights are going. I think, if I remember, Rock Lee, he's going to come back at the end of this series of events where they eventually catch up to the last Sound Ninja person.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rock Lee's cool as fuck.
Kinomori, I think is his name. He's got bones.
Oh, is that the guy with like the weird second body coming out his back?
No, that's he fights Kiba.
Oh. I think of who else is the.
I don't
who
think
else is left.
They haven't shown him. They haven't shown him yet. He's like Orochimaru's puppet. So
There's
he
like
was
4 so far.
Yeah, he was supposed to be. So, Orochimaru got his hands taken away.
Yeah.
So like his way to combat that is to just take over someone else's body. Basically like reincarnation in a way. There's some I can't remember the name of it, but there's a jutsu that he can use where he can basically take over someone's body. So he was gonna use this Kinomori guy, Kimimaru, I can't remember. Anyway, bone guy.
Bone.
He was gonna he's got a Kekai Genkai, which is like, it's a jutsu you can't learn. It's like a clan jutsu, or you're born with
like
it.
The Bakugan. Or,
you can't learn it. You have to be born with it. So he's like So his boner powers. Orochimaru really wants him. And so he was like grooming him to be his next vessel, but like he missed the time limit or something like that. So
Interesting.
well.
There's a time limit on when he can. Like, is it an age limit, or is it like the beginning of the jutsu? He has to like.
It's a jutsu time limit. He has like a certain amount of time he has to do it or something like that.
Okay.
Something happened. I don't remember what it was.
That's why
Sasuke
they're
probably
stealing
ruined it.
Sasuke, right? Because
He wants Sasuke's body.
yeah, he wants.
He wants Sasuke to be his vessel, but he has to be primed. He has to be groomed.
Yeah.
So,
He's got to be half killed and stuck in a weird circular coffin for a large number of episodes before he can do all the weird shit.
but like, to Sasuke, Orochimaru is like the power that he can use to beat Itachi. So he's like, I don't care what it takes.
Yeah.
As long as I get what I want, I don't care what happens.
Which is just funny because it it probably helps him quite a bit, but that doesn't like help him really. That's not what he uses to beat Itachi, right? Like in their fight. Like I think I've seen bits of their fight, and I don't think it's like an Orochimaru power. It's just like big lightning.
So yeah. I mean, he learns. He gets more like chakra. He gets power from Orochimaru. Like it's not like he learns a jutsu from him.
Yeah,
I mean,
he just gets like a power up basically.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Because he's got the curse mark chakra, which is basically Orochimaru's chakra.
That makes more sense. Okay. I was kind of wondering how that worked, but
it explains it later on. Because all the Sound Ninja have them.
Yeah, they have like the different levels and.
Mm.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So it's like, oh, okay, like there's something to this, I guess. But yeah, so that's
like,
about where I'm at.
They can have a full curse mark takeover, and it's like a transformation.
Is that like the weird wing hand thing that comes out of Sasuke's back at one point?
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen that.
That's during the final battle of before Shippuden.
Okay.
That's the last arc you'll watch before you jump to Shippuden.
I'm getting pretty close.
Sasuke fight.
If I'm at like 115, I've got like 35 episodes or something.
Yeah, I think after this arc, I forget what happens, but yeah, pretty much it leads up to Naruto versus Sasuke, which I think is 7 episodes. 7 episodes long.
Okay. So. I'm still getting to the point, like, the more of this Orochimaru stuff happens, the more I'm starting to be like, oh, I'm about to see the heel turn for Sasuke. Like,
yeah,
it's already kind of happened, but like I'm gonna get to see it for
right.
real pretty soon.
Yeah.
And then we'll get to the Shippuden stuff of doing some real evil shit.
Real evil.
Yeah, he's gonna do some shit, I think. I mean, I don't know what he does, but some shit.
He finished the sand invasion, so Naruto headbutted Gaara and they became best friends.
Yeah, that was a pretty good fight. I liked that Lord Toad was like, bro, I don't think I can do this. And Naruto's like, what? Like, you're the only thing I can do. What are you talking about?
You're the best I got.
Yeah. And it was kind of cool that
Shikaku.
he turned him into like Kuruma, and then they the kind of weird fox like Kuruma thing. And then they did the fight, and he just headbutts him and like knocks him 100 feet out of the air, and then they're like, oh shit, yeah, that guy's pretty cool.
Fucking inches his way with his chin towards him.
Yeah. Goddamn Naruto.
I can't move my arms and legs, but I'll move myself with my neck.
I got a real tough chin here. I'm gonna just.
The guard's like, no, stay away.
It's like, don't kick my ass anymore.
And then they're friends. And they stay friends forever.
Isn't one of the first arcs of Shippuden like Naruto going to save Gaara for something or some shit?
Gaara gets his shit wrecked.
Okay.
like in one of the first few arcs.
Okay. I think I've seen things like that. Yeah. They roll up and they're like, sand's cool, but we get fucked.
Yeah, the Akatsuki kidnap him, so they go to save him.
Yeah, because if they're after Naruto, I kind of assume they'd be after the other Jinchuriki, right?
Yeah. Basically, Basically, they're after all the Jinchuriki, but you only see them go after 3. All the other ones are like they go after them off screen.
Yeah. Yes, they're like, these are the only important ones. I'm guessing it's Naruto, Gaara, and Killer Bee, one of them.
Yeah, Killer Bee's the 8-tail.
Hell yeah.
Octopops.
Cool. I mean, I've seen a bunch of like clips and pictures of him, so I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Into him,
he
seems
raps.
Cool.
He raps a lot, so
Hell yeah.
he gets really annoying, both in sub and dub.
You can't stop the annoyance.
Yeah,
Great. I'm looking forward to that.
I mean, you got a while.
Yeah, I got a couple of weeks at the very least. Or I say a couple of weeks, probably a month. But yeah, so Naruto's been good. I'm still enjoying it.
Yeah.
It hasn't got. I've noticed that there's some like slightly more fillery things happening though. So I'm like, I can feel it.
I feel it in my bones.
Yeah. So hopefully that goes away. Or I guess I'll skip most of it. So I'll get to shoop it in and kind of have to suffer through everything in that.
Yeah, like there's you can look up like a watch list where it'll tell you which ones to skip.
Yeah.
But because it's 500 episodes.
Yeah, I was thinking because we had talked about that like Hulu only has like what 150 dubbed or some shit like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Then I might just watch the Ocean dub, or the Ocean cut. Which is
Ocean.
Yeah, that's the guy's username was Ocean, so he did that. Because I was like, that would save me a lot of time.
The Hulu has the dub basically all the way to the Pain fight, and then that's it. I can't remember if the final fight with Pain is dubbed or not on there, but I know that's the episode where it stops.
Okay, so I might just decide to do the Ocean cut because I don't want to get halfway through that fight and be like, oh, I've got to switch to the sub now. Fuck that, I'm not gonna watch.
Or find it on a website of other beans.
Yeah, maybe that's the go. We'll see. I don't know. That video was super interesting of him like talking about what he decided to keep and cut because it wasn't just like cutting out filler. Like he did.
He left
of that,
some. He said he left some filler that was integral.
Yeah,
but I mean, whatever.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like if I do decide to watch that for Shippuden and I like it, I might go back and watch it for Naruto because it's only gonna be like I think 2 or 3 movie style cuts. I was like, well, I could probably make it through that, and if I miss anything, then I can kind of refresh it that way. But yeah, I'm hoping I'll get through another good portion of it soon, but we'll see. We'll see how this week goes.
Then you can watch One Piece.
There's a lot of other shit I gotta start before One Piece. Like,
Cody, let me see if this will convince you. You can watch 3 movies and be in the 200s.
So let me posit this as a question to you then. If I start One Piece, which I'm not saying I'm going to, but if I did, that is possible years of me not starting Hunter x Hunter.
This is true.
So
no, watch Hunter x Hunter first.
Okay, there we go. After I finish Naruto, maybe I'll start Hunter x Hunter next instead. But I'll probably go from that to Bleach because that's also only like 100, 200 episodes, right? Or 300?
I think it's in the 4s.
No, well, still less than half of One Piece. And at least I'll maybe be caught up by the final season of Bleach and be like, hey, I vaguely understand some of these things.
It's 366, and there's a new season coming.
Okay, so is that supposed to come out this year or is that next year?
I feel like it was this year. I can't remember.
Okay, so
I know the trailer came out for it, but yeah, they did. They made in like the late 2010s. They made movies. Well, there were specials for One Piece. It was like hour 45 minutes, and they covered like the first 2, 3 arcs, I think. Because I think they go to Skypiea, and that's like in the 200s where it starts. At the end of Skypiea, this is like the 3rd arc. It's in the 200, like 201. And there's another episode, or there's another special, but it's like 2 arcs later or something like that. Like it skips Water 7. I know none of this makes any sense to you, but like it's like skips the Water 7 arc, which is important. And
So what you're saying is I could watch like 1 or 2 of these movies and then still have to watch
yeah, it's like Skypiea ends at like 196 or like, and then some people call it filler, but it's all right. Like the ones after the Skypiea, and then Water 7 and Edith's Lobby happen, and those are really important. And then the movie, the next movie that like covers, at least that I know of, I didn't do a lot of research, that covers like basically a canon overview, is like 400 something.
So I'll have to watch these movies, then watch a bunch of episodes in between, then watch the next movie.
Yeah, you watch those movies, then you watch 200 episodes, then you watch another movie, and then who knows? I don't know how far the dubs got, but you'll probably be caught up by then.
I mean, we'll just say that I'll watch Hunter x Hunter and Bleach well before I watch One Piece. Because other shit will also come out in the meantime, and I'll be like, oh shit, I'm going to watch that instead. Maybe I'll eventually get to One Piece. We'll see. Tentatively, the Naruto run is still months in the making at the very least. But yeah, so we've both watched a good amount of stuff. We've watched the important things like Love After World Domination.
Hell yeah.
Just out there killing it. We did not plan a favorite section.
No.
So, in the moment, we're just gonna no genre category. One of your favorite anime, go.
Well,
I swear to God, if you say One Piece,
no.
Good.
It's good, but it's not my favorite. Like I
good.
Like it's kind of weird to say something isn't my favorite when I've watched 600 something episodes of it.
Yeah.
But like it's really good, and a lot of people say that is their favorite because they do really good at character progression. It's a good show.
Yeah.
Like there's a reason.
I would hope in 1,000 episodes that it has good character progression.
Like it probably isn't a lot of people's favorites, but there's no way that you can't say that it's just not good.
Yeah, I mean, if it's been going this long, it's obviously
like
good
it's probably going to end up being the greatest anime ever made.
Yeah, because it'll be like 1,200 episodes or some shit.
I think they have like 10,000 or not 10,000, 1,094 or something like that, or 1,050 or something like that.
Like it won't be Detective Conan levels, but it'll be getting close. Unless it has more episodes than Detective Conan, and I'm not thinking of the right thing. But
Detective Conan, case closed. Detective Conan, that one's also in the thousands.
Yeah, as I say, I think that has a shitload of episodes too.
Which is funny because when I remember watching it on Toonami, I think I need to go back and watch it because I'm like, how the fuck does this have 1,000 episodes? Because it was a detective and he was turned into a kid. He was cursed.
Yeah.
Into a child, and then he's like, I don't remember. He's like trying to figure out a way to not be a kid again. But 1,000 episodes later, he's still a kid.
You know, some mysteries you can't solve. Sometimes you just gotta roll with it and be like, I'm a full ass grown man, but I'm a kid again. The original isekai.
The original isekai.
Except
so Detective Conan, case closed, has
excuse me.
It has 1,043.
So a lot.
I'm sure it's gone on hiatus a couple times.
Oh, probably. I can't imagine that's been consistent because it's been. And if it was,
it's like the 96 or something like that.
Yeah, if it was running since then, it's had to take at least a few breaks.
It has One Piece. I think has 1018.
Very similar levels of I will never finish that.
Yeah, it's got 20 arcs, 20 seasons.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. And they aren't like Dragon Ball, because I think Dragon Ball had like 14 or something like that, but they weren't 40 to 70 episodes long.
Yeah, they weren't like just we're gonna keep going. Someone had to stop them. It was too
I already know how many episodes are in Dragon Ball. It's 291.
291.
Let's see. Yeah, there's 9 seasons. 9 seasons. So, but yeah, well, we've already kind of gone over like some of our favorites, like Hunter x Hunter. Is there?
So, what's a favorite you haven't talked about in the favorites section? I suppose.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. I had to pull up my mail because I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna pick here. I will let you think because
it's kind of hard because we watch so much.
Yeah, it's been a problem.
That's like saying what's your favorite song, or like what's your favorite movie. It's like I have a lot.
Yeah, that's why I had to be like one of your favorites because I can't be like what's your number one because I don't have a number one. I can't think of
like would it be the one you've rewatched the most?
I mean, yeah, I think it's different for each
the
person because
Code Geass.
I mean that's probably up there. I would say in terms of rewatching, Code
Full Metal Brotherhood.
Geass.
I think I've watched that twice actually.
Yeah, I think I'm on 2. I think Code Geass, in its entirety, I've maybe watched 3 to 4 times. I think 08th MS Team, or Gundam, Mobile Suit Gundam 08th MS Team. I've watched that I think like 4 or 5. It's an OVA series though, so it's way easy to blow through because it's like hour-long episodes, but there's only like 8 or 9, I think, maybe. Yeah, in terms of rewatching, because there's things I feel like I've rewatched that I don't necessarily classify as my favorite because they have their issues, but I'm like, I still enjoy like these parts. Like, speaking of like, we talked about Gundam Age the other day. Yeah. I think I've watched maybe not all the way through because like the last arc is where that show really falls off. But in like maybe 2 or 3 times in its entirety. Because like the second arc's really good, and then you kind of pick up for the movie and skip everything else. Something I am technically rewatching right now that I didn't specify because we only got 1 episode is Taylor and I finished The Witcher last night, so we started our next thing. The Witcher was really good, by the way.
Fuck yeah.
I told her nothing about it other than it's a fantasy show. We're watching Mushoku Tensei. Because after we talked about it, I was like, I really want to watch Mushoku Tensei again. We got through 1 episode last night before we went to sleep because we watched like 3 hours of The Witcher, and we're like, we haven't like we could knock out an episode of like 20 minutes of Mushoku Tensei. Let's go. Still enjoying that. The creepy parts feel like still very creepy, but not as creepy as some of the other things.
I feel like it would be a bit strange going back to the beginning when he's a baby and shit.
It is weird.
Or when he's like 4.
Yeah, because like you effectively, you hit reset on him, so you're like, oh, well, the Rudius I'm thinking of wouldn't do that or say that, but then you're like, well, this is not the Rudius I'm thinking of that we got left with. But yeah, so we're doing that. So that, well, maybe I'll have a update for next week once we get more episodes under. I mean, I think like in terms of, because there's like By the Grace of Gods is something I would probably rewatch just because it was like really light, but I don't know that I'd classify it as like one of my favorites. Like it's really good, but
it'd probably make my top 20.
Yeah, probably. But it's also like there are shows like Horimiya is a good example of this. They're like, I would probably rank Horimiya really high, Not because it's necessarily really fun to watch the entire time, but because it's a good story. Like Horimiya in, oddly enough, Izumi, or Miyamura, as most people call him, are like very real characters, and the hang-ups and the arguments they have are very real, and you're like, this kind of like, this hits a little close to home, but it's like also that's why that's good. I don't know that I mean, maybe I'll rewatch it at some point, but I don't know that I'd rewatch it because it's like, oh, I felt that moment and I know it's going to happen again. And it would probably hit me in the moment, but I don't like having the anticipation of it, I think would kind of draw some of that out. But I mean, I think it's different for everyone, right? Of like, oh, I've rewatched this because it's a good story. It's kind of because that's why I'm rewatching Mushoku Tensei. It has a bunch of real moments, but it's also like, that's not what the main part of that show is. It's like, it's a big portion of it, but it's not like the entire show is these moments. I guess technically I've watched Steins Gate 2 times, I think.
Yeah. 2
or 3. I think 2, maybe. I've watched Baccano twice as well. Yeah, that is, I guess, the like 4 people that are watching right now, let us know how do you guys determine your favorites? Because
it's different for everybody, I believe.
Yeah, because like, is it just, oh, I've watched this once and I really enjoyed it, but I don't have a desire to go back, I feel satisfied? Or is it like, I have to watch this thing regularly because it's really good? Or is it like, nothing has really topped this particular thing? Because I feel like a lot of people that are real big Shikamori and Demon Slayer fans are right there. Like, this is the coolest thing I've watched, but they haven't really gone further than that. Right. But yeah, I mean, yeah, because there's like some favorites I've got that I don't think people would agree with necessarily. Like Tokyo Avengers is one of my favorite recent shows, and that's a very like 50-50 show for a lot of people. Like, some people like it, a lot of people are like, the show's fucking stupid. And I can understand why. It's not the best thing out there. But yeah, I mean, I guess I would say in this particular instance, one of my favorites I haven't gotten to talk about is Tokyo Avengers. Time travel is a pretty interesting concept, the way they pull it off. There's some like kind of awkward fan servicey moments, but they do kind of a decent job of melding it into the story a little bit. It's not totally gratuitous, but it is probably not really necessary to be there. I think it does a much better job, and I've not finished it, so I don't really know, of like portraying the I can't think, the delinquent culture that like great teacher Onizuka has done before. Because like they show that's like, oh, you get to see these cool guys on their motorcycles, but then you get to see like people get straight stabbed and like nearly die. And in some instances they do die and end up with like really fucked up injuries and ruins their lives. So it's like an interesting balance of like, oh yeah, this kind of culture is cool, but at the same time, there are some downsides. Here at the Weeb Trash Podcast, we've partnered with Debbie to tell you about their energy powders that help with focus while not bringing on the jitters or crash. With chosen amino acids and vitamins, Debbie brings transparency to their products with everything listed on the labels. Currently, Debbie offers 4 different flavors with Dragonade, Dub Sludge, Galaxy Grenade, and Beach and Peach. Get ready to be better with Debbie and snag a 10% off with the code WeebTrashPod at checkout. Once again, that is WeebTrashPod for 10% off at checkout.
But yeah, like picking something that would be your favorite, I don't know. That's always been hard with like almost everything.
Yeah.
Because like you have Gurren Lagann, you have like Yu Yu Hakusho. Like Yu Yu Hakusho is really good. It's like I've seen it twice. I started watching a couple episodes the other day.
Yeah.
Just because I like the beginning, but like,
yeah,
it's, I don't know, it's and like Dragon Ball. Like obviously, I have like a shit ton of Dragon Ball shit.
Yeah.
like thousands of dollars like worth of Dragon Ball shit, but like, and a tattoo, but uh, it's more of like it's like legendary, like it paved the way for anime in the West.
Yeah.
Like it helped it come over through the media and be like, oh, like, well, we want to see more stuff like that, like Naruto and like Gundam really helped like keep anime relevant over here because it's been fucking forever in Japan.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like, as far as, at least in the West, a cultural impact thing, I don't think Dragon Ball can be measured against anything. Like, Dragon Ball has had definitively the most consistent effect on people here.
Like, it's just shonen. It's basic shonen doing like basic things, but like it's not. I don't know. It's good, and it's just your stupid shonen stuff, screaming, fighting, power ups, and you know, like I don't know what to say. Like it's got like storytelling, but it's not. That's not what you're there for.
Yeah, I mean, I
You're
think
there for
it's
the fights.
in a way kind of honest, like, not in a negative way. Like, the simplicity of the show works to its benefit.
Yeah.
Like, it's something that it kind of introduced around the same time, maybe slightly later than Pokemon. So, like, as you got older, you could be like, oh, like, I can still enjoy Pokemon, but this thing is kind of more what I want to watch right now.
Right.
And it feels like a little mature. And but it's not like overly so. Like, it's not just like Goku ripping people's arms off. Like, it's
set up tropes.
Yeah, like,
is what I think.
Set the standard. And
like, you got power ups, you got fights, you got even more power ups,
you got transformations.
You got transformations, you got flashy moves, you got people screaming moves while you do them.
Yeah.
You know,
like fucking the beginning of the Neji fight and the Sasuke running away arc. He like sneaks up on the guy and then just immediately yells. It's like, I can expect it from like Goku because he's not a ninja, but like, bro, your one job is to not yell at someone as you're about to stab them. And of course he gets like, he hits the guy, but it doesn't like do anything. It's like, Naruto, please, for once in your life, do a good job at ninjaing, please.
Now, Dragon Ball is storytelling. Dragon Ball Z is just, you're there for the fights and to see what happens. But like most of Dragon Ball, the original series, had more emotional weight to it. Yeah. And then you have GT and Super, but
yeah, I mean, it's almost like, because you don't really have that necessarily in anything else that I can think of. Like, you don't have a prequel with like a prequel, if you will, for like Bleach or Naruto or One Piece. I was like, how can I not remember this one? But I mean, yeah, like it's a lot more of like setting up the world, setting up Goku, setting up kind of how some of these powers work for it to like really pop off. And like, the more I think about that, it would be kind of the same if they did an OVA series or like a movie of even like kind of existing footage and adding to it of like the OG Team 7 that Minato ran with Kakashi and Obito and the lady I can't remember.
It's up in a movie, but it's just Minato.
Wait, they have a movie of that?
It's just Minato.
Just him doing Minato shit?
It's like weird time travel bullshit that's non-canon.
Yeah, I mean, so like that's kind of like if they just did a movie about them, not necessarily.
Oh, right.
Like,
yeah.
Because Because, like, you already know how it's going to start, so they don't really have to, like, go through all these crazy jutsus or anything. And, like, cut it off, like, right before Minato has to go seal Kuruma. Like, he can just do cool ninja missions, doesn't really have to have a huge impact on anything. But it's, like, story-rich. But, you know, at this point, like, that's how they probably would have wanted to have started. And maybe we'll kind of get that, like, if they have something after Boruto, right? If Burrito has a kid, then we'll...
I don't think they're going to go past Boruto.
They'll be like, man, we got to make money somehow, and One Piece is still going, so... if One Piece can do it, we can.
One Piece is supposed to be winding down.
But is
so,
it?
you know, maybe 1,500 episodes?
Yeah. So, I mean, with Burrito included, you still have, like, quite a bit of space.
Oda, the creator of One Piece, I think he said all my years run together. It was either this year or last year. He said that One Piece is starting to come to its end. It's like starting to wind down. Don't know what that means because it's been 1,000 episodes, so you don't really know how long it's going to go. But they said the story is supposed to start coming down, which will be sad. It'll be sad for a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a 20-year show.
Yeah. Like, people have been born...
Well, the manga's been going on for 20 years. I don't know about the show.
And started the show.
Yeah.
And be adults by the time this is over.
People would be born and would be in high school halfway through the show.
Yeah.
And then, like, they're like, yeah, this is going on since I was born, and it's finally ending.
Yeah. It's just, like, ridiculous. Like, in a good way, but, like, yeah, it's just... I could see, like, out of any of them, I think... I, of course, having, like, very little knowledge of the world of Bleach or One Piece. The Naruto seems to have set itself up to, if they wanted to, they could probably do it. Because, like, they, at least from what I've understood, and like maybe I'll understand more once I actually get to it, but, like, they do a fair amount of calling back to, like, the first and second Hokages and, like, the first couple of Ninja Wars and stuff. So, like, it feels like if they really wanted to, they could be like, hey, Burrito's not going to become the Hokage or the Jokage. It's just easier than saying burrito. He's burrito. But maybe someone else will or whatever. And
he doesn't want to be Hokage.
Yeah, that's why he sucks. He's not got a mission. We need someone to be Hokage.
Sarada wants to be Hokage, so she'll probably get it.
What I would be really down for, and I know they wouldn't do it, and of course I'm not nearly as far, but I know that, like, right now, Konohamaru is, like, old enough to start being, like, an actual competent ninja.
Yeah, he's an instructor at the school.
Yeah. So it'd be
sensei.
It'd be cool to see him, like, say after Boruto, if they start another.
He's basically the new Iruka sensei.
Interesting. Huh.
He's Iruka to Konohamaru. Or Kakashi to Konohamaru. He's the leader of their team.
Okay.
New Team 7, or whatever the fuck.
So it would be kind of cool if they did a little, like, another time skip, and then Konohamaru is Hokage.
Yeah.
But, like, old. Not like
keep that Sarutobi line going.
Yeah. I also did not know Azuma is a Sarutobi. And I was like,
his nephew.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
His son, sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought he was his nephew. I didn't think they were, like, direct related. I'd watched a bunch of Naruto lore videos on, like, some of the clans and stuff. So I think I've probably mixed some things up. But yeah, I mean, I think it would be cool to do that and then have, like, the whole shit fest happen again. Sarada's old enough that she becomes Hokage because Konohamaru gets got by some villain of the week. And then, you know, someone else has a kid that's the main character of the show or whatever. Maybe Boruto Jr.
No, Asuma is the son of third Hokage.
Oh, okay, and then Konohamaru is his nephew.
He had a. I'm about to sneeze.
Oh,
I don't want to sneeze.
do it.
Oh God, it's awful.
Yeah, allergies suck.
Allergies in Texas, man.
They'll fuck you up.
They never used to be this bad.
We're getting old.
No.
Our old ailing bodies are failing us slowly.
Whoa. Yeah, Konohamaru's parents died, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds right, I think. I don't remember how. Maybe the Ninja Wars, were they old enough at that point, or?
Let me look it up.
Because I don't remember. Because I've not actually gotten to the point where they actually like talk about the Ninja Wars a lot in Naruto. They reference it, but
they reference it a lot. They don't really talk a whole lot about it either.
So I don't know if like it ended by the time.
They were never mentioned. They just.
Oh, okay.
He's just the third Hokage's grandson, and he's not awesome, this kid.
some unnamed Saratobi that's dead.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that would be cool. That's one of like the few clans that don't really get like a lot of attention, but are still there. Because like, of course, since Naruto and Hinata have a kid, you got the Uzumakis and
2 kids.
Yeah, they have 2 kids, and the Hyugas. Then you got Sarada for the Uchihas, and then you have like the Inchiho or the normal team that I can't remember all of their names.
The Inashikatros?
Those guys. Those people. But yeah, I mean, I think out of all of them it could. I don't know if it would, but I mean, it's worked once. Boruto's continuing. There's people that like it. It's selling things.
You could just make a show in those 13 years between Boruto and the end of Naruto.
They could do that. There's a lot of things they could do. But I mean, I think they could probably get away with it.
They could do a lot of things that doesn't include aliens.
Yeah, that one might be a bit of a thing. But I mean, we'll see. I mean, I think people who've read or current on the manga are saying there's like going to be a time skip that's coming up in Burrito. So
in Burrito, a Burrito time skip. Yeah, I'm still like episode 120, something like that, 130.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I will probably, unless I'm just dead tired of Naruto, I'll probably go into Naruto, just because I'm like, I've seen enough of this shit. There's a couple of characters I'm like, yo, what's that guy doing? What's Rock Lee doing? Does Rock Lee have a kid? Does he train someone that's like him?
He does have a kid.
Is he as cool as Rock Lee?
No.
Is he like half as cool as Rock Lee?
Yes.
Okay, then I'll watch it. Rock Lee's cool enough that even if you have him, he's still cool as hell.
He's strong. His name's Metal.
Well, you know, they gotta keep up with the family naming convention here. Metal.
Maybe a third is cool, or like a quarter is cool, because his name's Metal, and I always thought that was dumb.
Yeah, that's pretty dumb.
But maybe it makes more sense in Japan.
So is his name Metal Lee?
His name is Metal Lee.
Fucking dumb, but I kind of like it. Like, Rock Lee kind of makes some sense for like the inspiration of the character and everything, but Metal Lee sounds dumb as hell, but I'm into it. Let's go.
But like
Metal Lee.
And he's strong, but he's got stage fright.
So
he can't fight when people are watching him.
That's as much as I think that's kind of a dumb gimmick, I kind of like it.
It's fucking dumb. No, it is dumb.
I mean, so like, is that just exclusive to like the Chunin exam style thing, or is like in actual like combat he can't fight because
it's him and everything?
That's fucking dumb. Like,
he can't do anything because of his social anxiety.
I mean, maybe they'll turn it around and he'll grow out of it, but yeah, that's like, you really just hamstrung one of the coolest like potential characters, because Rock Lee's cool as hell. And
I mean, it gets better like when they teach him and stuff, but yeah, it's basically like he's too scared.
We'll see. like I said, if I haven't burnt myself out on Naruto, I'll continue into Burrito. But
yeah, eventually it says he's adjusts his anxiety, no longer letting it hinder his performance.
So he's taking Xanax, ninja Xanax.
Yeah,
It's he just takes it in food pills. It's fine.
yeah, just take some food pills.
Oh man, am I gonna have to make a new fucking dumbass Naruto Pokemon edit with metal?
Why?
I mean, because they're Steelix, so I don't know how I'm gonna work that out, but I'll figure something out.
Color it green.
I just want to really do a really bad job of it and just take it into paint and just squiggle over it in green. Be like, this is done. This is all you deserve, mentally. Okay, so middle note maybe, but
But if I was to say another one of mine, other than Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, I think that one's probably that one is kind of classic status, but it's really good.
Yeah, it is very
It's not up there just because it was, most people's, or a lot of people could say it was their first anime.
Yeah. I mean, it's I would maybe say it's the first really well done story that doesn't drag on too much, but it's also not too short to where you don't get a good amount of character growth and stuff.
Well, you get character growth.
Yeah. Because that's something that I think it's on top of Mal almost consistently. Just because there's a lot of people that it's that that's the first thing they were oh, anime is actually a thing.
Yeah,
it's this isn't just Dragon Ball Z or whatever. It's not Cowboy Bebop and that kind of being a one-off or whatever. It's oh, I can have a fairly long-running series that's this good. But yeah, I mean it's up there. It's I don't want to say it's I mean, I think it deserves the rank it has because it is a very well-told story and it's a very interesting world. It's one of the best magic systems out there.
Oh yeah, the alchemy system is so in depth.
So good.
Yeah, absolutely.
In terms of magic systems, it's probably one of the best. Even as much as I like Mushoku Tensei's magic system and it being very rigid in its rules, there are some things I'm maybe. But Fullmetal Alchemist, Ed kind of has to do what he can do, and it's not a lot.
Right.
Yeah, he can make things, and he has an edge because he doesn't have to do whatever the fuck I think they have to use magic circles, the vast majority of them.
Yeah, they all have to use the alchemy circle.
Yeah, and he doesn't to a certain extent or whatever. And there's a few other Roy Mustang, Armstrong, they can do it, but they have special equipment that has the seal on it that they have to use. Yeah, because Roy Mustang carves the thing into his hand to be able to do it.
Yep.
Which is why wouldn't you just get a brand of that and just it would fucking suck, but it's you wouldn't need gloves. Let's go. I mean, I don't think I would ever do that, but whatever. But yeah, I mean, magic systems, it's probably one of the best and very accessible fiction, I would say. But what did other people think is the best, particularly the IMDb people? Well, maybe not the best because we're looking at 30.
We already went over that.
Yeah, 30 to 20. So they thought we're these are pretty good. So starting from the bottom at 30, Morbito, Guardian of the Spirit, and I just really like that it has Morbius almost in it. No, just insert Morbius joke here. That's all I need to say. 8.2 out of 2,669 votes. It's a movie, it looks like. No, it can't be a movie.
What are we on?
Oh, 30. Morbito, Guardian of the Spirit.
Guardian of the Spirit.
It came out in 2007. And yeah, I've never seen it either. It's a series. Okay, it's a series. Second Empress hires a spear-wielding woman to save her son, the Emperor, who believes that the young prince is possessed by a water demon. That's kind of interesting. Water demons. Gotta watch out for them. Okay, so people are kind of comparing it to like Studio Ghibli vibed Rurouni Kenshin or Claymore or something like that. Huh. Kind of an interesting comparison. Yeah, so that's a thing. IMDb literally has no section for where to find it, so I assume it's not easily accessible in the West, so have fun if you decide you want to watch that. Seems alright, seems cool. Whatever, you know, I've not watched it. I don't have a lot to say about it. But 29, we both have a lot to say, because it is Neon Genesis Evangelion.
It could be a whole episode.
Yeah, we could just talk about Eva all day.
We might save that for later.
Yeah, I mean, once I like watch the last Rebuild film, maybe.
I was about to say, have you watched the fourth one yet?
No, not yet. I'm painfully behind. I did watch the 3.33, so I'm just the one movie behind. But still.
Okay, so you're just a movie behind. It's fine.
Yeah, it won't be that bad.
See, it could be like Ava is not relevant, or people say that. And I'm like, it's still relevant. It just came out this year.
Yeah, like even if Ava stopped releasing content, the way they like have ridiculous amounts of merch, it doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
That's like ReZero. If ReZero stopped, we wouldn't stop seeing Rim and Ram figures. Like that shit'll go on to eternity.
I'm kind of tired of Rim and Ram figures.
You know, people keep buying them. It's the isekai problem. People keep buying them. We're gonna keep making them.
I like that show, but man, I guess I'm just not a waifu person.
Yeah.
I'm not like, oh, it's my waifu. I mean, Decimi and
yeah,
after World Domination.
Where's our Decimi figure industry? Let's go.
When that releases, I'm gonna have it right here. I'm just gonna at it the whole time.
I'm not gonna lie, that Rock Lee figure I sent you, yeah. I'm very tempted just to pre-order it because I'm like, man, like I really, yeah, I don't want to wait until the first part of 2023, but I also don't want to not get it. Yeah, I'll probably get delayed.
The last time I pre-ordered the Vegeta,
yeah,
I pre-ordered it, and I didn't get it for like 8 months, almost 6 months, and it came out 2 months before I finally got it.
Yeah, so I'm thinking
like it was like whatever store I used, like I guess I pre-ordered it way at the bottom of the list, and they were already sold out, and they didn't get anything for 2 months because COVID.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm not pre-ordering anything.
Yeah, that's like people have talked to me about pre-ordering figures, and I'm always like, man, I don't like to pre-order anything. Like I understand that I'll get a discount, or like with games I'll get like the deluxe edition or whatever, but I'm like, but I really don't want to pay for something and wait like 6 months for it.
It's like I pre-ordered it, and then like 4 months later, or whenever it was, my buddy John texted me a picture of him holding his.
Yeah.
Because he went to Box Lunch and bought it, and I said, motherfucker.
Yeah, like
it's like, well, I'll get mine eventually.
Yeah, and with like all of the ridiculous like supply chain issues and shipping issues and stuff, it's like I could probably just wait, but I'm also like, but if I do wait and I miss it, I'm missing like the only Rock Lee figure I could have like reasonably expect to afford, because there are some really cool ones, but they're fucking ridiculously expensive.
It's gonna come out, and if you don't pre-order it, the only time you're gonna find it, it's gonna be $50.
Yeah, and I'm like, I could have got it for 25. Well, I guess shipped it'd be like 30, but still. But yeah, I mean, the waifu figure game, like, there's still, I mean, I guess because the movies, but like, they didn't stop making Asuka and Rei figures at any point. Like, that shit was always being printed. That shit's money. Unsurprisingly, 64,000 people thought this was an 8.5. If you've not watched Evangelion, I can't really explain it in depth to you, but big robot fight, weird, vaguely religious kaiju. And boy doesn't get in robot. There you go. Waifus are also...
Six Angel, best angel.
Which one's the sixth one again? Is it the
it's
prism one?
It's the prism. I want a six angel tattoo so bad. If I get an Ava tattoo, it's gonna be the sixth angel.
It's not gonna be Gendo Ikari yelling at Shinji to get in the robot.
No, it's gonna be. I'm not getting a meme tattooed on me.
I mean, I'm scared of needles, so I'll never get a tattoo. But
We'll get one eventually.
we'll see. Eventually, enough peer pressure from everyone around me, maybe.
It's like I'm gonna get Ramiel on me, and you're gonna get. It's probably Shinji crying.
You know, I mean, if I can get the Shinji meme, maybe. If I can convince someone to be like, listen, don't question it. I want Gendo Ikari and some stunner shades yelling at Shinji to get in the robot. And then maybe throw something on Shinji. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I've not planned this. It's not important. What is
I kind of want like Ramiel. I want the sixth angel, like kind of up here, and I want like Ava 1 like looking up at it. Like that's kind of what I want if I was gonna get a tattoo. So it'd be a bigger piece.
Yeah. Would you get on like your back or whatever, or your chest?
Or
Or
I'd probably put it on my arm.
Do you think it'd fit on your arm, or like do you
Yeah,
have
it'd be
enough
the-
space anymore?
Yeah, I've got this whole.
Oh,
Like
like
a whole
upper
bicep.
arm. I was thinking like
Yeah.
your forearm. I was like,
No, that shit's covered.
yeah, I was
don't
like,
have
you
any
ain't
more
got
room.
space for that shit unless it's tiny.
I haven't decided what to do with this arm. I guess Star Wars, since I've already got one on there, but I don't know.
Nah, see what you gotta do is like
I
your,
want to finish this one first.
your whole forearm on the blank side. You gotta just get Ramiel all the way around your forearm, and then just like have them paint your like the rest of your forearm in like the orange weird
drill.
drill color. And then like paint your hand a drill, and then yeah,
I'm not tattooing my hand. That'll probably be the last thing I do.
not do it.
I use my hands too much at work to have that heal properly.
Yeah, that'll probably fuck you up for a little bit.
That's one of my friends just got his whole hand tattooed. And he's like, yeah, I still can't really use it that much.
Yeah, that'd kind of suck.
But
And
Ava, if you haven't seen Ava, watch Ava.
Yeah.
If you don't, watch the movies, I guess. I don't know.
yeah, you
Still
watch the
good.
rebuilds. Like you're missing some stuff, but it's not that big. I mean,
I
kinda
mean,
is, but
I mean, you watch the first two movies, some things are a little different. You watch the third movie, that's never in the series.
yeah, like the first two vaguely retell a very similar series of events.
Yeah.
But the weird like discrepancy of what if this is a different like impact? What if the world was recreated in Shinji's image because
Multi-universe.
dumb shit happened? And if you have not watched the Crunchyroll guy go through the ridiculous like timelines of Ava that includes everything, including stupid pieces of merchandise, that's a video to watch because there's some dumb shit they did, and it's really cool. It's dumb, but it's great. I love it. Something I've never watched, so I have no love for, is Rama 1/2. Rama half, I guess.
I've read it.
Thoughts?
Actually, they had Ranma half in our high school library.
They really did.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't go to
It
the
was the-
library.
It was it was the first time that I realized that manga would have tits drawn in them.
Yo.
And I was like, I'm 13. I'm gonna read this because there's titties. It's like, why? It's the whole reason I read Chobits too.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
in Chobits, there was just the doll, whatever, she's naked.
you're
I'm
like
titties. I'm a young child.
high school libraries.
You see, we just had dial-up or like shitty broadband internet back then.
Yeah, that was
You wanted to see a picture of a boob, it's gonna take 5 minutes.
yeah, and then you had to be careful because you don't want anyone to walk in, and
You still had to stash your magazines.
yeah, you're 13. You're like, oh god, I don't want people to see this. But if it's in a manga at school, it's like, well, that's educational. That's different.
So it's pretty. I mean, it's a slice of life. It's a pretty like fun show. Yeah, it's Chinese, I believe. I don't know. But so it's like these sacred hot springs, and like you fall into them, and you're basically like cursed. And with Ranma, he turns female when he touches cold water, and he turns back into a guy when he's hit with hot water. His grandfather is the same concept, but he turns into a panda. So it's not just like reverse genders, it's like reverse, it's just whatever happens. I probably won't need to go back and watch it because it's been over 10 years since I even read what little ones that they had at the school.
Yeah.
But it was pretty funny. It's just it's like it's a feel good show, I guess. Feel good. It's a slice of life. It's mostly for a comedy because hijinks ensue.
Oh yeah. I think I remember a show came out kind of the same concept in like the 2000s or the 2010s. I think it was like Kemper or something. It was very similar.
Oh yeah, Kemper.
Yeah. But yeah, that's at a 7.9 with 5,000 votes. So still very confused as to how Ava with 64,000 votes or I guess votes reviews in an 8.5 is below Ranma, but whatever. I'm not judging. I've never read Ranma or watched it, so I don't know. I do know a lot of people talk about it. I've seen Ranma pop up before, so
yeah, that's like you just get the base storyline. It's a high school girl named Akane is engaged and to be married by an arrangement from her father, but her fiance is Ranma, who's cursed, and was raised by a giant panda. So it's like comedy, hijinks, all that, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, like I don't think I've ever heard anyone be like, "Yo, Ranma's terrible." It's like always like, "Oh yeah, I really enjoyed it." It's a classic in some instances for some people.
Oops.
In number 27, though, we have Darker Than Black. I have heard a lot about Darker Than Black, but I've never watched Darker Than Black.
I lost my place. Let me scroll.
27. 11,000 people voted for it at a 7.7. So once again, very confusing how more people voted with a higher vote, but whatever. Oh no, it's a lower rating. This is a confusing list. I keep getting confusing myself. But basically, the little summary here, for those of you like me who have never watched it and I don't remember what it's supposed to be about. In Tokyo, an impenetrable field known as Hell's Gate appeared 10 years ago. At the same time, psychics who wield paranormal powers at the cost of their own conscience also emerged. And then you have a dude try to fight and do stuff, because I guess there's some like mysteries and some financial stuff, money to be made fighting people in the Hell's Gate or whatever. But yeah, the big power guy. I think the second season I've heard people say is way worse than the first. But yeah, cool power anime. Dude gets, I think it's like an electrical power or something. I think he's got like a knife and a mask or something. But yeah, that's all I know about him. It's one of those that, like, because it came out between 2007 and 2010. Because like I said, there's a second season, so I think maybe it includes that in there. But this would have been like hot by the time I had started getting back into anime. And I remember it and Code Geass being very highly recommended in the same vein. But I never watched it because I was just like, oh, I got other things to watch. Another one that I've heard a lot about, but I've never watched actually, is Black Lagoon.
Hell yeah, Black Lagoon, man.
Yeah, I've heard a bunch of people. I've seen a bunch of fights from it too. Like, it's very well done, but I've never actually sat down to be like, I'm gonna watch this thing.
I think it's Madhouse, I believe.
Yeah, it doesn't tell me, but that would make sense. It's very, very mature.
If you want to hear "fuck" a lot, watch it. I remember there being a lot in it. But yeah, it's like I forget what he did, but it was like it starts off. He gets like kidnapped by these fucking pirates, and then he just goes along with them and joins their gang. Good show.
Yeah, a bunch of gunfights and cursing and living on the edge of society. 14,000 people. That was a 7.9. And well, I've never watched it. I would kind of probably agree because all the fights I've seen are really fucking cool. So
yeah, just a good old fashioned action anime. Yeah. So even if you're not into anime, you'll probably like it.
Yeah, this is, I feel like, a very Attack on Titan, Cowboy Bebop, like, aimed at a much more mature audience, and people are like, oh shit, I didn't know I could see a bunch of people get shot in an anime. It's like, well, yeah, you can do that. She's smoking and cursing and shooting, so.
Yeah, if you want to see people get shot in an anime, just watch Hellsing.
Yeah, that's another good one. I don't know if it's been on the list yet. I think it's
further up, or further down.
Yeah, it's further down because I haven't seen it yet. But I mean, that's another one that definitely I think probably deserves to be on this list. But
deserves to be higher if it's not up here.
Yeah, I imagine it's probably like the 30s or 40s.
Hellsing Ultimate's probably like like top 10 for me.
Yeah, Hellsing Ultimate's really good. I wonder if Hellsing Ultimate will be higher than Hellsing, or if they just combine them into one, because that would probably hurt its rating if it's all like considered one thing. Well, you're looking at that or whatever. 25 is Romeo and the Black Brothers, which I don't think either of us have watched.
Doesn't look like anything I would watch.
Yeah, it's 1,000 people thought it was an 8.6, and cool, great. It's the adventures of a young Swiss boy working as a chimney sweep in Milan. If you like Swedish people in Italy, well, there you go. It's a thing. However, 24, get fucked everyone else. It's Code Geass.
Also, Hellsing Ultimate is 84.
Jesus. It barely made it on. So Hellsing's not on the list because it's not going to be higher than Ultimate. Because
a bunch of the Monogatari's are higher. A bunch of the like Space Captain Harlock is higher. Chobits is higher.
I'm not that those don't deserve to be there. It's just kind of weird that Hellsing
Orin Host Club is higher. I mean, that's Orin Host Club's a bop though.
Yeah, that's kind of hard to be like, weird though. I've not looked to see. I wonder where Full Metal Alchemist is on here, because like it's number 1 on Mal most of the time. I wonder if it's even.
It's next. We'll talk about it next week.
Oh, okay, so.
I don't even think Brotherhood's on here. I think it's just Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, they probably just wrapped it into one or something.
Anyway, what was the next one?
Code Geass.
Hell yeah. You recommended Code Geass to me.
Fuck yeah, I did. Code Geass is so good.
I didn't know what it was. I was like, what is it? And you're like, it tackles your brain. And I'm like, hell yeah.
It's really good. There's a lot of it that doesn't need. I mean, it has been the issue that I've recommended it to people, and I like forget that it's like, oh shit, you get like 10 episodes in, and then there's like one of the worst arcs with Mao and stuff, and you're like, it's important that they establish other Geass users exist for future things, but he's just there way too often, and you're like, but bro, the rebellion stuff's why I'm here. Let Lelouch fight Cornelia. It's really good.
They say it in the little review. Someone did a review that said that it's often compared to Death Note for its intellectual intrigue, which is what I think you told me to watch it, because I really like. Everyone likes Death Note because it fucks with your brain. Like Light is like 10 steps ahead of everybody. In this show, it's like Lelouch is in so many steps in front of everybody.
Yeah, Lelouch is setting
even in front of himself.
Yeah. There's multiple times he's like, I didn't know I did that.
He's outsmarts himself. Like
Lelouch, what a fucking baller. 64,000 people thought this was an 8.7. I would probably put this higher, but that's my bias.
When I hear Code Geass, I think of Cody.
Yeah, I'm glad that I'm associated to that.
Like it's synonymous.
Yeah, I mean it's a fucking banger. It's so good.
And he got mechs.
Yeah, I mean like You want to talk about the fucking successor to Gundam? This might as well be it. Like, Gundam will always have its spot and whatnot, but like this is kind of the only other vaguely franchised thing Sunrise has done. So a lot of it's been kind of like one-offs and been like, oh, here's like 24 to 50 episodes of this thing that we'll never return to. But Code Geass, I mean, for like maybe not since it came out, but since like the first and second season ended, it's been going. Like it had the first and second season, then the Kido the Exiled OVAs, which were kind of coming out yearly. Then you had the recap movies that changed a couple things. Then you had the new movie. And they're making, I think there's supposed to be another anime project that they haven't talked about a lot yet. And a new mobile game. So, I mean, it's still going. Really good. I would say the recap movies aren't as good. They do update a couple of things, but and change a couple of minor events, but it's still like, some of the events they change, I just don't know why I know why they did, but the closure of Code Geass is why it's so good. Like, I mean, maybe not inherently, but the finality of Lelouch is really a big thing. And then they bring him back in a movie, and you're like, well, okay, I guess. The movie's not.
Watch the movies.
Yeah, the like, recap movies, I guess. And then the, like, Lelouch of the Resurrection. Like I said, they're okay. I'm glad more Code Geass is coming out, but I'm just like, you can do something else. Like, go look at somebody else. To like, as much as I love Lelouch, go look at other people. And they set up kind of that for the future. But it's like, you could have gotten away with that anyway. Like, I mean, like, oh yeah, Lelouch is ethereal. He doesn't exist on this plane, but maybe he does. We don't know. But yeah, the Lelouch of the Resurrection movie is not great. It's okay, but it's like, yeah. 23 is One Punch Man. This is something that I know you and Sevi are big One Punch Man guys. Or at least Sevi, I thought. Maybe.
Sevi is.
Okay, that's like, I know one of you were. I thought, maybe Sevi's not. I'm just crazy.
I have not finished the first season.
Okay, me too. I've only watched like 4 episodes.
I don't tell people that because I don't want to hear, oh, you need to watch it, you need to finish it. I just tell people I've seen it, and I'm like, oh, I know, first season's good, second season's not as good. And I just tell people that.
Yeah, he punches things. That's
So this is my confession that I've never finished season 1 of One Punch Man. And Sevi's not here to yell at me.
And he probably won't watch this far, so as long as we don't say it, he'll never say anything.
But he'll be here next week.
Yeah, but I mean, as long as we don't bring it back up, only us and the like 4 people that watch this will know.
I know what happens.
Yeah.
He punches people.
He punches things, that's all.
Once.
Yeah, just one punch. That's his whole gimmick. 148,000 people would be disappointed in us. They rated it 8.7.
What I saw was good. I just it didn't grab me.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it at the right time, I guess.
Yeah, I think like some of the stuff I've seen where I guess he's training with some other guy that's kind of like him is supposed to be really good, but it's like, bro, I don't want to go through like everything that's already there. I'm like, I already got other shit I gotta watch, whatever. But yeah, I mean, yeah, people like One Punch Man. I can understand why it's so high. Wasn't my bag, but
yeah,
I can recognize it's pretty good. 22 is Tomorrow's Joe. Came out in 1970 to 71. 551 people thought it was an 8.2.
See, IMDB, what the fuck? It's got 500 ratings.
Yeah, so it's either like 498 of these people were like, it's a 10, and then everyone else was like, it's like a 7 or whatever. And then everyone else that's got like thousands upon thousands of votes is like, oh yeah, it's okay, but it's not a 10. So it's like, maybe, but yeah, this is very confusing. I don't know what this.
I guess that's what it's on, because it's like 36.7% is 10.
Yeah, it's probably got to be something like that, which is okay. That's fine, I suppose. But like, yeah, I mean, it has put some weird things up here that I've never heard of, so I mean, I guess it kind of has done its job. But yeah, it's kind of just like, all right, I guess. Cool.
What about? I don't know. I've never seen it.
Oh, I don't know. Sanjay is a frustrated fighter with poorly life. Okay.
Poorly life. He's poor?
I guess so. He loses his eyesight and also his disciple. Passing by a town one day, he meets Joe Yakabuki, a brawler, liar, and deceived person, which he saw in... What does the full summary say? Oh, okay. This makes more sense. They cut a bunch of words out of the synopsis. The story starts with Denpei Tanjei, a frustrated fighter that quitted the rings when he lost both his things, his eyesight, and his double-crossing disciple. Since then, he lives a poorly life, begging and wasting most of his time. One day, he arrives in town, which lives a violent, deceiving, conny, and liary young boy called Joe Yakabaki. He picks fights most of the time as a result of robbery, cheating, and being dishonest.
It's the boxing anime.
Yeah, so this is kind of like...
talks about.
Yeah,
Not like the new boxing anime that everyone talks about.
Yeah, this is like proto-Megalobox, basically.
Yeah, well, there's another boxing anime people watch.
Oh,
I can't remember the name of it.
Ippo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is just scrappy Ippo, or I guess this is like a more formalized Baki, basically.
Okay.
I've never watched Baki either, but people say that's really good. But 21 I have watched a little bit of, and that's GTO Great Teacher Onizuka. It has 8,880 votes of an 8.5. And this is actually kind of funny, but it's very uniquely 1999 to 2000. Onizuka is a 22-year-old ex-gang member and a virgin. All right. Don't know why they had to do my man dirty like that, but okay.
Gotta specify.
Yeah, I mean, it comes up in like the story very early on because he's a big horny idiot. He has one ambition, though. He wants to be the greatest high school teacher ever, but he is a delinquent, so he doesn't have like schooling or anything, and he's it's very much like the movies you'll see come out here like maybe once or twice a decade, where it's like, this is the rough classroom that only this one teacher can take care of or teach or whatever. That's Onizuka, but funny. Basically, like Onizuka is actually kind of funny. He's got some weird humor in it that you're like, oh, that's probably not like, we want to talk about Rudiest being creepy. Like Onizuka does some very sketchy shit, and you're like, that's super illegal. Why are you doing this? Like, not even beating people up either. Just usually like pervy things that you're like, bro, you're gonna go to Japanese prison. That's not good. Don't do that.
Also voiced by Spike Spiegel himself.
Yeah, Steve Bloom. He's out there blooming it up.
He's also Wolverine. I forgot which series that was.
He was wolving it up.
I think that was actually the Wolverine animated series.
Like the actual like anime edgy looking one?
Like the Wolverine and the X-Men series, I believe.
I think I know what you're talking about. Thing.
Like there's an animated series where it's just Wolverine. And you're like, oh. But it's Wolverine and the X-Men. It's Wolverine all of its hoes.
That's a better name for it. Wolverine and all his hoes. But number 20 should be no surprise, and I feel like maybe we've talked about it. Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. I'm almost positive we talked about it.
We did. We started with
yeah, so
last month.
We've caught ourselves up. We are at 20. I could not remember, but it's like this feels familiar. I feel like I've said these words in this order in this podcast before. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we've got some weird, confusing questions on why some of the shit's in here. Not necessarily saying it's not good. It's just like, all right, okay, I guess. But yeah, oh, interesting. I'm scrolling down the list. We've got some interesting things to talk about next week. There's some
if we talk about it.
Yeah, it's if we if we get to it. But yeah, so we actually got through IMDb this time. For anyone that was like really like, hey, do that.
I don't think they care.
Yeah, no one does. But we did it, so it's there
because
now.
we open up IMDb, we're like, we talk about half of it, and the other half, we're like, we haven't seen this.
Yeah, at least next week we'll have, if we get to it. There's only one. Yeah, there's only one in there that I've not heard of. The other ones, I think most all of these I've seen a good portion of. And there's some bangers in there, so kind of weird some of these are that far down, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Maybe these are the normie picks that everyone's like, I'm on IMDb, I'm too good for that. And then they put shit like fucking what was the Tomorrow's Joe with the 551 votes. All right, fam, whatever. But yeah, so IMDb, there's that. You can see our opinions on it next week or maybe next week for the next bit. But yeah,
it doesn't matter anyway. Our opinions are trash.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why you're coming here for good opinions. That's literally not the point. That's the exact opposite of what the name suggests.
You're here to listen to us talk for an hour and a half to 3 hours, depending.
Yeah, on dumb shit, dumb takes.
And I don't know why you even want to listen to that. But we're not making this for you to listen.
Oh yeah, no.
This is for us.
Yeah, this was this was the excuse to get us to hang out.
I haven't seen Cody's face in like 2 years. Let's hang out on webcam.
Yeah, that's basically that's how you get me to do shit, is be like, hey, do you want a project? I'm like, yes.
You want to hang out and make it seem like we're productive?
Yeah, do you want to feel like you're doing something while making shitty memes of Naruto and Pokemon?
Because let's be honest, it's a pain in the ass to get to where you're at.
Yeah, like
if it was easier, I probably would have been down there.
Yeah, the distance, like, it's not even. It's fairly far. It's maybe like an hour to an hour and a half, depending on traffic.
I mean, it wouldn't be that bad if it was an hour and you lived in the boonies, but no, you're like in a metropolitan area.
Yeah, and it's not like. I mean, it's not like I'm used to it, so I'm not like that bothered. But it is like I don't enjoy driving most of the like, because like I remember like when I used to live back there, like driving just to drive was kind of fun sometimes.
Yeah.
There is nowhere I like there like
what to drive for fun.
Yeah, like get fucked. Like no. No. And it may just because I drive on some of like the shittier roads to work most of the time, like throughout the week. But like, no. No. I mean, there's also not like anything you can just, because like driving in residential areas, it feels weird and it's never fun because there's a stoplight every fucking like mile and a half. And then if you get on the highway, it's like, well, I'm just fucking driving down the highway. Yep. And usually it's busy as fuck because something stupid's happened, like there's construction or a wreck. Whereas like back in like that area, it's like, oh yeah, I could just drive into fucking the fucking nothing. Like there's just fields and shit.
There's nothing.
Yeah, you just crank some tunes and vibe. But here it's like I gotta deal with like 10,000 fucking idiots. I'm not getting anywhere near you motherfuckers unless I have to. But yeah, so yeah, it makes it more difficult. But whatever. We get to talk shit about anime on a weekend.
We'll get there. We'll get there on a weekend.
Yeah, maybe you'll get a Weeb Trash live at one point in your life. People watching. I mean, we wouldn't live stream it probably. We would be in the same room.
Bachelor party.
There you go. Instead of having a bachelor party, it's just going to be a recording of a podcast.
What'd you do for your bachelor party? We did a live recording of a podcast that no one listens to.
Yeah. It's like, why? Like, listen, okay. We have quotas we have to meet. We need to say things that Cody needs to turn into terrible memes.
It'd be a recording at the wedding because it's on a Saturday.
See, what I'm gonna do is just like They'll
Pre-wedding.
walk around with my camera and be like, "Hello, have you seen Evangelion? What are your thoughts on Evangelion? Will you get in the robot?"
Just asking everyone's opinions at the wedding.
I'm sure everyone would
3.
appreciate that.
Oh dear God, I'm crying.
Have you seen Love After World Domination? You
It's
haven't.
not the best thing in the world.
Why are you
Get out of here. Fine. Oh,
You
man.
watch Shikamori? Get out. No one but me can do that, and I only do it out of spite.
I'm gonna put it on the like, I'm assuming, I don't know, I've only been to like 2 weddings, but like you sign in on like a sign-in sheet, but instead of your name, it's "what's your waifu?" And someone's always there looking at it. It's like, no, your waifu's shit, and get out.
Yeah, that's just gonna be my job, is to be like, and then you're gonna want to change that. That's you're really gonna pick that? That's cringe, bro. Like, no.
What are you doing? That's cringe.
No.
You can't be cringe.
No.
Cringe, bro.
No. You can't pick that.
That's whack. What are you, a beta male?
What are you getting cucked? What are you doing? Where?
Sigma energy.
Yeah, we gotta, you gotta pick the best one, not that one. No, not that one. No. No, you can't pick Shikamori. Get the fuck out. No. You're gonna change that tomorrow and right now.
How old is she?
Listen,
She looks 12.
I don't care if
give me
she's a
that.
300-year-old vampire. You're gonna change that right now.
Oh my God. No lollies invited.
There's gonna be a banner
Oh
on the
God.
front of the building that says "No lollies allowed."
No lollies allowed.
No lollies and or children.
This is gonna be a good. I don't know. I was supposed to say Christian.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna be. This is a good wholesome Christian wedding. No
Okay.
lollies. No 300-year-old vampire lollies. We don't accept them here.
There's gonna be no religion involved at all.
This, you're saying I can't bring my rabbi attire?
I'm gonna pledge myself to the anti-spirals.
Okay, well listen. I mean, that's a step too far, sir. I kind of want someone to be there that's like dressed in like vaguely religious attire. That's like from like the Church of Aqua or whatever her church is. I can't remember.
Be like the priests in Fire Force. Well, they're all nuns in Fire Force, aren't they? There's no like priests.
Yeah, because I think the priest guys are just fire soldiers. Like
Yeah.
they're still trained by the church, but they don't do like the prayers and whatnot. I think it is just
Just give me whatever
think of
uniform they want to wear, but wear communist sunglasses.
yeah, fuck it, I don't even care. Just throw communist sunglasses on religion and I'm in. Let's go. Try to think of what is there like. I can't think of a prominent like good religion from anime because usually they're the bad guys or or the vaguely neutral force that can we. Well, there's not really like priests of the gods from by the grace of the gods, so that doesn't count.
It's just statues of them that you pray to them.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of. Is there a? Yeah, I can't actually think of any that are like, oh yeah, that's a. We feel good about those guys. They're really not one.
No, most of the time that there's religion in anime, they're usually the bad guys.
Yeah. I mean, because even like if you go lighthearted with Konosuba, like the church the Aqua's under is like kind of not into Aqua because she kind of sucks, and they don't have like formal. I guess they do have formal attire, but like they're all really shitty people. I'm trying to think of. Okay, yeah, no, I really can't think of any.
All the churches in the world. Are we the bad guys?
Are we the baddies?
Most of the time, yes.
Yeah. That's the anime religion.
You could just say yes. It's all bad.
Big statement.
Anime says religion is bad.
Well, we might be getting messages from Jesse after this.
Jesse should come on.
He's gonna be like, "Have you heard of Catholicism?" I'm sure there's probably an anime Catholic equivalent somewhere, right?
Yeah, Helsing.
Yeah, I
Father
just like
Anderson.
realized I was like, "Oh shit, the Vatican actually exists in Helsing."
Father Anderson.
They're also kind of vaguely the bad guys. I mean, there's not like a lot of good guys at that.
The
but
Nazis are the bad guys in that show.
yeah, the church is kind of like the opportunist okay guys. They're not really the good guys. But they're like, hey, listen, we'll help you out, England, because you're getting invaded by vampire Nazis. But no more Church of England. No. No, we're back. I super forgot Helsing had Catholicism in it.
You know, rewatch. It's only like 11 episodes.
Yeah.
They're 45 minutes long, but it's still only 11
I
episodes.
super forgot about that. That's crazy.
Yep. Father Anderson, fucking Frankenstein, light blade, devil person, whatever the hell he is.
Yeah, he does some weird shit. He does some cool shit, but he does some weird shit in the end.
Bullshit.
Yeah, stabs himself with that
weird
nail or whatever. Or is
Yeah,
it a
it's supposed to
spear?
be it's supposed to be the spear that speared Jesus.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was one of the nails or if it was a spear. I remember he
Yeah, it was
stabbed himself with something.
Yeah.
And he starts
like
growing like weird roots.
Holy blood and stuff like that. Yeah. He gets a little carried away.
A little bit, yeah. He turns into a weird root monster. It's like a tree thing.
Yeah, go watch Helsing.
Yeah, Helsing's really good. Sorry,
Helsing Ultimate.
sorry, Catholics, but Helsing's really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have covered all of our normal things. We did it. We speed ran the podcast. We're killing it. Yeah, anything else you want to talk about before we go to the intro or outro? We've already done the intro.
Dead air.
Yeah, we're just gonna leave the podcast for an hour and a half with dead air. Got to make it to that 4 hours. Let's go.
4 hours. Let's do it.
Yeah, no, I think we. Yeah, we covered everything. So look forward. Oh, what?
Go watch Love After World Domination.
Yeah, like if you
I'm gonna
take
say
one,
that every episode.
you take one thing away from this podcast, watch that. Just I don't care what you're watching, drop it. Watch Love After World Domination.
Yeah, we got like 4 episodes right now. Anyway, it's easy.
Yeah, you don't have like it's 20 minutes a week. You can find 20 minutes a week. Stop working out and watch Love After World Domination.
Watch it while you're on the treadmill.
Yeah, I mean, Fudo will inspire you to work out harder because he only
He
works
was in the
out.
hospital and he had a fucking dumbbell under his blanket.
Yeah, I like that he could hide that too. No one was like, "What's this weird lump on your leg?" Don't ask questions.
Such a dumb show. It's so good.
So good.
Oh my god.
Oh, as a side note, did you see the alleged news about Austin St. John?
I did. I saw he's arrested. I didn't even know he lived in McKinney.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. I was like, oh, well, that's kind of a cool fact. Sucks he's
Fucking
arrested, but
Rip Red Power Ranger, man.
yeah, going to possibly prison for fraud.
Paycheck fraud.
Yeah, you getting that stimulus, getting the stimmy and doing it.
It was
wrong.
like stimulus for small businesses or something like that.
Yeah, it's the Paycheck Protection Program, which like a bunch of companies took advantage of. Like I think like when they first started doing that, I think like Shake Shack or someone was like,
Yeah.
we're gonna take the money, and everyone's like, bro,
Yeah.
you ain't hurting. What the fuck is you doing? Like,
Yeah.
no. But they're like, hey, we're gonna take like $30 million to do stuff with. We're gonna pay employees. Yes, employees. Certain employees, the big paid ones. Yes, that was crazy. It did make me think as like if Fudo ever got arrested for something, it would probably be for like
The tax evasion because he's too stupid to pay his tax.
yeah, I was thinking tax evasion, or he would prop up one of those crypto scams, but also get got by it and be like, I didn't know either. They took me for a loop.
It would be something that he didn't know that he was doing.
Yeah,
Sure.
he wouldn't do it intentionally, probably, but he's also real dumb.
But unlike this Power Ranger he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, this Power Ranger was maybe a little bit of too much of an adult with attitude. The attitude was fuck the government.
It was like $3.5 million or something like that.
I didn't even see that. It's
yeah.
I don't
It
know
was
if
between like 15 or 18 people.
yeah, I did see it was like a group of people that had had that happen. I was like, damn, crazy. He lived in McKinney though. I didn't know that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Super close, crazy.
Yeah.
First Red Power Ranger. He was only in the first season.
Yeah, I could have accidentally bumped into him one day at some point in our lives, but we never did.
Because then, let's see, Adam was the Black Ranger.
And no, that was it Rocky? Was the next one? Was that his
Rocky
name?
Rocky was the next one. Then it was Tommy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Tommy becomes Red and Zeo. I was thinking it was like Johnny Young Bosch, and I was like, wait, no, that was the Black Ranger.
Yeah, he's Black. He's Adam.
Yeah.
He's the Black Ranger. Yep.
Did he come back for anything after that, or is that his only appearance?
I think that's Johnny Young Bosch's only appearance.
Okay, because I didn't think he did, but I was like, I don't remember. It's been a hot minute since I have watched OG, or I guess any Power Rangers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was crazy. I was like, oh shit, I forgot to mention that.
You know, like, people say that Power Rangers has gotten weird. That's just the stuff that's made it over from Japan.
Yeah.
Because, like, there was, like, train conductor Power Rangers, which it was, like, Cross Tracks or something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But it was, like, train power. Like, that didn't come over here. I don't think it did. Because I think it stopped at, like, Megaforce and then went to, like, Dino. They did another Dino show, and then they did Beast Force. Or Beast Morphers, or whatever that is. They're supposed to be coming out with a new one. It's supposed to be like a legacy episode. I know David Yost is supposed to come back. He was the original Blue Ranger. He's signed on. A couple of the other ones we're talking about also coming back, but they're not confirmed.
It's gonna be kind of hard if Austin St. John's in jail.
Well, he was supposed to be at a convention, and he ain't gonna be there now.
Yeah. Those people are gonna be disappointed. They'll be like,
Yeah, like,
oh, sad.
There was like train conductors. There was, I can't remember if it was Super Sentai. I think it was Super Sentai, and they had the pirate wheel on their morphers, and it was like this big.
Yeah.
In it, and I'm like, that didn't make it over.
Yeah. Now I think like that's kind of the same with like Tokusatsu and stuff, like Kamen Rider. Well, like Kamen Rider's really never made it over to America.
No. And it's fucking good though.
Yeah, like it's made. I think there's like
it's cool as shit.
God, I think it's Kamen Rider Ryuki. It had like it's like Dragon Knight or something here in the U.S. for a very short span. But I'm like, that's kind of weird. That never made it. Like it is kind of weird, but like maybe it's just a little too kitschy for. Right. There's some like very weird moments on some of those shows. But yeah, Kamen Rider's fucking cool. I love Kamen Rider. Like for someone that doesn't watch a lot of Kamen Rider, I'm really into Kamen Rider designs. I'm like, hell yeah. Absolutely. I'll watch a bunch of lore videos about Kamen Rider and not watch the series. Let's go. I do that for a lot. But yeah, so that happened. Totally forgot to mention that earlier. But yeah, so Austin St. John, you were not watching this. You weren't watching it before, but
do better.
Yeah, don't commit fraud or tax evasion or whatever. Fudo, hear us out. Don't do the same thing, you fictional character. But yeah, so we've been the Weeb Trash Podcast. Of course, if you have any comments, whatever, leave them in the comments or whatever. Like, subscribe, do that, whatever stuff too. Very enthusiastic outro here. But I've been Cody.
I've been a very congested Dean.
Yep, and maybe he'll be congested next week. You'll have to tune in and find out.
Don't put that evil on me. I will come down there.
I mean, gotta leave a cliffhanger. Will Dean be congested next week on Pokemon? Next week on Dragon Ball Z. Is Dean still fighting congestion? Hopefully it's not the Frieza fight. Hopefully it's like the driving test.
Oh yeah, for real. I just hope I haven't been like mouth breathing into the microphone. So good luck editing this.
No, I've been watching the levels. I've had to adjust.
I've just been like,
Just
It's like I can't breathe out of my nose. I've been trying to take breath, so I'm like breathing down here instead of breathing into the microphone.
Dean is slowly suffocating himself for your entertainment.
Yeah.
For that, you should leave a like. Anyway,
I don't think he's-
guilt trip. Do it. Do it, people.
5 stars on Spotify.
Yeah, to leave us all the reviews. I mean, you can't see. Maybe you can see this on Spotify. I don't know if you Spotify video. I don't even know if we're using Spotify video.
Spotify has video, yeah.
Yeah, so it exists, people.
Yep.
But yeah, so stay tuned for clips and shit next week, and we will see you